Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you guys how to make a veggie fried rice. This is one of my favorite meatless meals and you can change it up lots of ways. Of course it's not originally my recipe, but I'm going to show you how I kind of adapt it a little and make it for us. Here's some of the ingredients you're going to need. Is a cup of rice. You could use brown rice or whatever, but I just use some extra long grain white rice. Also need some soy sauce, some ground ginger, some crushed red pepper, some canola oil, or you could use olive oil, I use that sometimes, and some sesame oil. And then I'm going to chop up some onion, maybe a third a cup. You could use red onion also. I'm going to use 1 clove of garlic, minced garlic. And then this time I'm going to use a carrot. I'm going to chop that up, and then just some frozen edamame to give us some protein. Some frozen broccoli and some frozen corn. I've also, in the past, I've used some bell pepper, squash or zucchini if I have that on hand. What else have I used? Some green beans. So you can really add any kind of veggies to it, but this is how I'm going to make it this time. I almost forgot some sriracha. We like to add that to it also for more flavor and to make it a little bit spicy. First thing I'm going to do is cook the rice, so just pouring my 1 cup into the 2 cups of boiling water. This is something that you could do the night before or earlier in the day, and then just refrigerate your rice and use it when you're ready to start cooking everything, and that would make things go a lot quicker. So I put it in the water, just going to cover it, and you know how to cook rice. Let it cook for 20 minutes. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do after cooking the rice, of course, is I forgot to mention also that you're going to need 2 eggs. So I've got a little bit of sesame oil heating up in the pan, and I'm just going to cook 2 eggs. In the recipe she says you want to cook them more like a well done pancake, so I'll go ahead and break the yolks and then I'll flip it over. When those are done, they just take a couple minutes to cook. I'm just going to move them to my cutting board and chop them up, and they'll be added to the rice later. Now I'm going to add the 3 tablespoons of canola oil, let that heat up, and then add my chopped up onions and garlic and carrots and a pinch of red pepper flakes, how much ever spice you want, and a pinch of the ginger, whatever you feel like adding. So I'm going to let that saute for a few minutes, and then I'm going to add the rice and the rest of the vegetables and the eggs back to the pan. And so I'm going to go ahead and add the frozen veggies since they're frozen. I don't really measure it. This is probably like a cup of corn, cup of broccoli, and then maybe almost a cup of the peas. So I'll just let that heat up for a couple minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rice to the pan, along with the eggs and some soy sauce. I'm using low sodium. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons, but I just go by taste. I don't really measure it. I'm sure we add a lot more than 2 tablespoons. I also like to throw in some teriyaki sauce. So I definitely add more than the recipe calls for, but hey, you want it to have plenty of flavor. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn the heat down and just let it warm up until we're ready to eat. And I'll taste it and add more flavors of whatever I feel like, such as some sriracha. Whoop. Not too much. Hopefully isn't too much for JoJo. We'll add more to our own plates as we eating. And that is one of the ways I make veggie fried rice. Tonight we're having it with some green beans, steamed green beans with butter and salt, and a mango. We can top it with some more sriracha or soy sauce, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you try out the rice, and if so, I hope you like it.